Alrighty guys, thank you for coming back to the channel. Hopefully you looked at my last video where I was kind of doing a comparison between the Black Widow 2.0 and the Black Widow Ghost Solid Pearl. In this video, I'm going to be going over the Dark Web and the Web Pearl. Let me specify the Dark Web Hybrid with the HK22 Aggressive Hybrid cover stock. So it's basically like the Aggression Solid, except it's got 2 parts solid, 1 part pearl, and then it has the HK22 additive, which Brunswick's basically putting in all of their new pieces. And I'm going to be comparing that to the Web Pearl from a couple of years ago. I don't have a Web Solid yet. I am hoping to get one soon, whenever Hammer decides to come out with a new version of the Web Solid. So I'm really excited to see how these two balls compare, one being a hybrid, one being a pearl. My guess is the pearl is going to be a little bit sharper. With the HK22 additive in the hybrid, it's going to probably hook a little bit more overall. I'll be able to I'll have to play a little bit more left, get the ball right, but I'm really excited to see what they do, and stick through to the end of the video, and feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos or any of the other videos on my page. Thanks guys. Alrighty everybody, welcome back to the channel. Sorry if that intro was a little confusing. So I'm going to be, like I said, doing a in-depth comparison between the Dark Web Hybrid with the HK22 additive hybrid aggression cover stock and the Web Pearl from a couple of years ago. Now, I'm going to, like all of my other comparison videos on my channel, I'm going to be throwing about 5 or 6 shots with each ball, and then I'm going to be rotating. I'm going to be testing out a couple of things. So to get lined up, my go-to spot with this ball is I'm going to be standing at about 25-ish with my feet, aiming at about board 6, 7. I'm going to be trying to play a little bit more right to left instead of straighter. So that ball was a little bit late to the pocket, which tells me I'm not in the right spot. Now, to get into some of the specs about this ball, I'm not super into the specs, but like I said, it's got a hybrid reactive cover stock, but it's got a pretty low differential, which means that the ball is going to start hooking a little bit earlier, but it's going to be trying to move sooner. So that tells me that the movement of the ball is going to be very smooth. It's not going to be sharp. It's not going to be snappy, like a couple of those other strong or high RG, high diff balls, like the Envy, for example. So I'm taking a step to the left. I'm going to try and get it out right a little bit more. I'm at 26. Right down the middle of the lane. That ball went way too straight and not where I wanted it to go because I missed left by a lot. It looked really nice, got a strike, but sometimes you don't really want to strike when you don't throw the ball the way you wanted it to. But strikes are strikes, right? So this is one of the newer pieces in my bag. I've thrown it maybe 10, 15 games. For me, the HK22 additive, it's kind of hit or miss, to be honest. That's so much better. Yeah, so that felt a lot better. That's more so where I wanted to play. But because of the lane conditions being a fresh house pattern and that ball not really being the best ball to be using right now just because it's weaker, it's got that hybrid cover stock. I would definitely try to be using solid cover stocks right now just because it needs a little bit more of that grip on the lane. But from what I've seen from this modified LED core, I'm sorry, not LED, that's in the Hammer, purple Hammer. Sorry, the modified spheroid core, spheroid, funny word, is more so was a mixer, but I've seen a lot of people online too say the same thing I saw, was this ball rolls very similar to urethane in a sense that it's smooth, controllable, and it has a very urethane-like shape down lane. You kind of throw it out to the break point and it's just really smooth into the pocket. Let me try moving one more time. I'm going to move a little bit right this time. Try to get it out. Second arrow. Oh, I got way too much loft under that. I apologize, folks, because sometimes these comparison videos are a little bit tough when you throw the ball like garbage. Let me focus on
a few moments later.
So I know that Brunswick, or well, Hammer, just announced, and it's kind of the release day right around this time next week for the NU Blue Hammer, the not urethane. Right up the back. Right up the back. I've seen a few people throw the NU already. I know Kevin McCune's got a couple of... Kevin. Yeah, is it? I don't know. I've seen a few people online, especially on Hammer staff, throw that ball really nice already. All right. Let me shut up. Hit my spot. Trip 4, trip 10, trip everything, that's fine. Like I said in my previous video, the Black Widow 2.0 versus the Ghost. Figure out which Widow had the most bite. No pun intended. I mentioned that I recently broke my hand, which is why I've had to take a leave of absence from bowling, among other things, school and whatnot. So it's been a little bit of an adjustment getting back to the swing of things and staying consistent. It's gonna be probably the last shot. That felt so much better. That looks so much better.
Finally!
So ultimately, because of the conditions of the lane, the ball really forced me to play more of the middle of the lane, keep the ball in the oil, really kind of control the pocket. So now I'm gonna throw the Web Pearl, which I believe came out in 2019. Don't quote me on that. It has a pearl version of the same cover, and it's got the spheroid core, not modified. Layouts are exactly the same. For me, I've had the Pearl longer than I've had the Dark Web Hybrid, and for me, the Web Pearl has always been my kind of control ball. Yeah, it's got the Aggression Pearl cover stock, which is also the same cover stock on the Ghost. One of the things that I really like about the arsenal I've created, and I'll do an arsenal video at some point soon, it really matches the movements of my other pieces, but when the Ghost is too strong, the Web Pearl is usually the ball that I go to. When the lane is a little bit tougher down lane, a little bit more tighter, I tend to use a little bit shinier cover stocks just to control the lane. But sometimes the Ghost snaps a little bit too hard, and I end up leaving some funky splits, and that usually tells me when I throw it good, but I get splits, that the core is too strong, and the spheroid core is a lot weaker than the gas mask core. That felt nice. So what's really surprising me right now with this ball is the fact that I'm bowling on a very, very fresh house pattern. I have 2 games bowled on this so far, and it's not skidding through the break point. It's really reading the pattern, really controllable, really smooth. But it also gives me the predictability that I need for those drier conditions. So I'm going to throw about 2 more shots with this thing. I'm still at 26 with my feet. Got it out right. Ooh, I almost 710'd. So that tells me the ball is deflecting the head pin a little bit too much. So I need to move again. And I will do that right now in 1 second. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had a slight mic battery problem. So I really like the kind of 1-2 combo with these 2 pieces. Personally speaking, if I only had 6 balls I could bring with me, not including a spare ball, 6 balls to a tournament or to league, I wouldn't bring both, just because they do very similar things. See, I tried to get around that ball a little bit more. I really tried to get my hand, not up the back, get a little bit more axis rotation, and it was still really smooth into the pocket. Now, as I was just kind of saying, if I were to bring 6 balls with me and I had to choose dark web hybrid or the web pearl, I would be taking the web pearl, just because they do very similar things, and I personally just feel more comfortable throwing this piece. Now, the only other side to that story, oh, that was terrible. The only other side to that story is, as I was saying earlier in the video, the dark web hybrid has a very urethane-like shape. Now, what I tend to do with that is, if I'm seeing a very urethane-like shape out of a ball, I might fit it in my bag to use when urethane is too strong and the lane is too dry or just not matching the conditions for urethane. So, sticking with the web pearl, I'm going to actually stand at about 20 with my feet, right at middle arrow. And I'm going to try and pump this up 1 board just to see what it does. Yeah, so that's kind of what I expected to happen. I did miss a little bit left, but only a couple of boards. It still achieved the same purpose. So I wanted to see ultimately what would happen if I got the ball out of the oil. And it really started to pick up right around the first indicator. And then as it started hooking, it missed the pocket because I wasn't enough into the oil. Now I'm going to throw that same shot with the hybrid. In my personal opinion, even though the hybrid and the pearl, the hybrid has a modified core, I do think that this ball is a slight bit weaker. That was freaking terrible. I do tend to find that ball, in terms of shape, less shapy. Which is funny because given the hybrid additive to the cover stock, you'd think, oh, well, it's going to be a little bit more snappier. It's going to look like the ball hooks more. Now, I have these 2 pieces laid out the exact same way, so it can't be layout. That HK22 additive, I do think makes the ball a little bit more smoother. You get a little bit more hitting power. There we go. So, for those folks out there who watch my videos, who know what urethane bowling balls are, you will see what I mean when I say that ball rolls very much like urethane. I played right, pumped it up board 1, read the pattern, didn't overreact, didn't miss, and went right into the pocket. I'm going to throw that one more time to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, if I was throwing on a condition where I knew I was like, oh, I'm throwing urethane at some point, I'd bring this ball with me. And see, I got my hand around that a little bit too much. And it had too much axis rotation, causing it to really kind of skid past the break point. So that shot was on me. But I'm going to throw one or two more with the web, but instead of playing right this time, I'm going to shoot left. I'm at about 28, 30 with my feet. And I'm going to try to slow hook it and see if this ball can stay in the lane. So that's really shocking because even though it has that pearl additive in the cover, that cover's still really strong with that aggression pearl. That aggression core is just ridiculous. Let me throw same shot. I apologize for the length of this video. I'm not trying to make these videos ridiculously long, so I apologize for that. So that's exactly what I expected from that ball. It skidded through the oil, didn't have the teeth to really stick to the lane, really blend out the pattern, really read it. Just kind of skidded through and labored, and that's why I really missed the pocket. So the ideal spot for that ball, for the web hybrid, the dark web hybrid, is around 20 with your feet, kind of shooting it up first arrow, really trying to blend out the edges of the pattern. With the pearl, you definitely have a little bit more play, a little bit more room left. The hybrid, just with the modified core, just really is a little bit more smoother, a little bit more straighter. So I appreciate everybody for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Alrighty, everybody. Just a quick shout out to certain people. As you can tell from this video compared to other videos, I am at a different house, North Bowl Lanes. So thank you to North Bowl for having me or allowing me to do this. And as you can see, I have a different jersey on. Now, I am officially a staff member at Bowlify. So I don't know if anybody knows the jersey brand Bowlify logos right here. They've done me a huge favor in allowing me to become a staff member. I'm doing a lot of promotions for the brand. Unfortunately, when I broke my hand, my bowling took kind of a downslope that had to pause for a little bit. But now I am back to bowling, back to promoting the brand. So if you go to bowlify.com, they have a ton of beautiful jerseys just like this one. Ninja Turtles, loved watching the Ninja Turtles growing up. They have all of the jerseys, all of the Ninja Turtles jerseys, the red, green, orange, blue. Then they also have the little mouse with the, the gi for karate. But they have a lot of beautiful Christmas jerseys. They have a lot of 4th of July themed jerseys. So if you really just want to get a really nice looking jersey, your name thrown on the back, head over to bowlify.com. Use my discount code BigBoofy10. You'll get 10% off of your order. It shows me that you guys are watching these videos and you're really supporting my channel, but I'll also include a link to that website in the description of this video. So I appreciate North Bowl Lanes, and I also appreciate Bowlify for being a sponsor of me and providing me with these wicked awesome jerseys. I do have a Deadpool jersey, I have a barbed wire jersey, I have a 4th of July jersey. I have a lot of great jerseys that you'll see throughout the course of this channel. So I really appreciate everyone at Bowlify for helping me out, and I look forward to our partnership going forward. Thanks.